ancient mystery straight from Islamic texts. It's the story of a civilization that literally reached the absolute pinnacle of human power, only to vanish without a single trace. We're talking incredible architectural marvels, immense human lifespans, and, well, the ultimate humbling reality of hubris. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly is the lost city of Aram? Now, it's a name that immediately evokes images of a grand, sweeping civilization just completely buried beneath the Arabian sands. According to our source material, this wasn't just some minor settlement, right? It was a sprawling, dominant metropolis that's captured imaginations for literally centuries. But to really wrap our heads around what this city was, we need to pinpoint exactly when and where these people existed. So the text placed this civilization squarely in the Arabian region, existing roughly 3,000 to 4,000 years ago. Just let that sink in for a second. 3 to 4 millennia. We are talking about an era long, long before modern machinery, giant cranes, or, the vast empires of antiquity we usually read about in standard textbooks. Out in this harsh, ancient environment, a civilization arose that managed to absolutely dominate its surroundings. Part 1. Unrivaled Power of Qum-e-Ad. The nation unmatched in strength. The Quran specifically calls them Qawm-e-Ad. They were a nation granted physical strength unlike any before or since. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just physical might. These people lived for hundreds of years. Hundreds. Imagine the sheer knowledge and, honestly, the deep-seated pride you develop if your lifespan stretched across centuries. When you live that long with totally unmatched physical strength, you really begin to view yourself as entirely untouchable. Moving on to Part 2. Palaces carved from mountains. Architectural wonders of the ancient world. Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer scale of their ambition. I mean, they didn't just stack stones or mold mud bricks. They literally carved towering mountains to build their majestic palaces. Think about that for a moment. It requires an astonishing level of physical capability and architectural vision to just hollow out solid rock. They essentially transformed an entire mountain range into a sprawling royal estate, basically with their bare hands. Their achievements were truly monumental. By carving homes directly from the earth, they created massive, grand palaces that, as the source texts note, are still counted among the wonders of the world today. It's absolutely wild. They stand as a permanent testament to a civilization that could literally move, or actually, scratch that, carve mountains. But as we know, with immense power often comes a dark shift. Part 3. Arrogance and idol worship. A spiritual downfall. This timeline maps out their tragic trajectory. So first, the source notes that Allah had blessed them with every kind of bounty and favor imaginable. We're talking strength, incredibly long life, boundless wealth. But instead of gratitude, their prosperity led to sheer, unadulterated arrogance. They began worshiping idols, totally turning away from the source of their blessings. So to guide them back to the right path, Allah sent prophethood, peace be upon him. Yet, completely intoxicated by their own might, they arrogantly rejected his message. Which brings us to Part 4, prophethood and his message. The final warning. So the crucial point is that Prophet Hud stood entirely alone against the most physically intimidating civilization the earth had literally ever seen, urging them to recognize a power greater than themselves. But their self-perception completely sealed their fate. They considered themselves the absolute most powerful beings on earth. And when you live in an impenetrable mountain fortress you carved yourself and you outlive everyone else by centuries, hubris absolutely takes over. They tragically bought into the illusion that they were untouchable. And that sets the stage for Part 5, terrifying destruction by ordinary wind, the fall of the giants. And this brilliantly illustrates a shocking irony. A nation that considered themselves the single most powerful beings to ever walk the earth wasn't destroyed by some massive invading army or a catastrophic earthquake. No, they were completely undone by what the text describes as a minor windstorm and mere gusts of air. Let that sink in. The giant mountain carvers were wiped out by the wind. It's just a striking contrast, showing exactly how the source text states that the entire nation of Qawm-e-Ad was utterly wiped out. Absolutely nothing of them was left behind. Their centuries of life, their unmatched physical strength, their arrogant pride, all of it, just erased by the wind.
The only things left were those hollowed-out mountains, standing as silent, empty witnesses to their incredibly sudden end. We'll conclude this explainer with a really powerful takeaway straight from the text. Indeed, a law is capable of all things. It's a stark reminder that no matter how invincible our human creations might seem, a higher power ultimately governs the universe. And honestly, it really makes you wonder. If a civilization that carved mountains with their bare hands could be completely erased by a simple gust of wind, just how fragile are the empires we're building today? Thanks for joining me for this one, and I'll see you next time.